The massive high school towers over all the other buildings in this bustling urban area. It's like the school stands at the center of the entire world. I'm suspicious. It's not a game over. It never gave me a game over screen. Hope's Peak Academy. It brings in top students from every field imaginable, a government-funded school of privileges. They say that if you come here and manage to graduate, you'll be set for life. With hundreds of years of tradition, it sends the cream of the crop into the workforce every year. It was built to raise hope in the nation's future, which makes Hope's Peak a pretty fitting name. There are 2 things you need to attend this school. 1, you have to already be attending high school. 2, you have to be the very best at what you do. No ordinary student can enroll here. The only way in is if you're scouted by the school itself. And standing there at the gate of the ultimate school, filled with the ultimate students, was me. What? Where am I? I woke up with my head resting on top of a hard wooden desk. My body felt heavy. It wouldn't be weird for me to zonk off in the middle of some boring class or whatever, but what was I doing asleep here just now? It wasn't any classroom I'd ever been in before. What the heck is going on? Okay, that's different. Finally! I could finally feel my mind and body start to come back together again. And then I was awake. Or was this just another dream? A dream inside a hopeless nightmare. No, this isn't a dream. I could tell because the stench invading my nostrils was too powerful for a dream. What an awful smell. I was in a vast, dark cavern with the barest hint of light seeping in. Trash was piled high across all the area. This must be some kind of underground garbage pit. A heck of a situation to find myself in. But that was just the beginning of my problems. Was I going to be stuck in here till I wasted away and died? Well, go to the door. No, I can't let that happen. Not after what my good friend went through to save me. I remembered all too well what had happened. Alter Ego saved me. And he used up the last little bit of his strength to do it. So I can't give up now. For myself and for my friend. And with that, my pursuit of survival began. First up was to start looking for a way out of there. Okay, it looks like... I don't know, it's been continuing on for quite a bit, so I have to assume that we're doing good. That's a rocket and a tank. I'd better not think too much about what I'm seeing down here. Hey, isn't that that's the thing from the very first cutscene, right? Before we even started the game, there was a cutscene of that random guy and Monokuma. It looks like that thing. Is that an airplane? How'd something like that wind up in the school's garbage pit? Who knows, who knows? Holy shit, the ceilings are high. It's locked. No matter how many times I pushed or pulled or kicked at it, it didn't budge. Getting out of here isn't gonna be that easy. Well, if I'm not getting out of here anytime soon. I decided to look around for some food. There's plenty of food here, but it's all rotten. But that was pointless too. Next, I searched for some water. How can I be sure which liquids I can drink and which ones are an all-around bad idea? Again, pointless. I feel like I'm being blocked in on all sides. But that's still not enough reason to give up. Because I'm still alive! As long as I'm alive, I'll never give up. I think you gave up on the door way too easily. Forget about the food. Find the freaking exit. After making that proud declaration, the next thing I decided to do was... go to sleep. What the f... My sleep was deep and uninterrupted. That was my only way to preserve what little strength I had left after not being able to eat or drink. I can't be sure, but I think at least a full day had to have passed. And all I did was sleep and sleep. Do the other people even know I'm alive? Are they like, "Rip, Makoto, we'll make a nice grave for you"? It was like I was waiting for some kind of sign to come falling out of the sky. However, what fell from the sky wasn't a sign, not exactly. Garbage! Oh! Does this go to the garbage room? What the? This strange sound pierced my silent isolation, jarring me awake. As I watched, the pile of garbage jostled and formed an odd shape. Did something fall down over there? Something fell from up above. What could it have been? Open it up. Food, please. Food for the poor. Did a giant piece of trash just fall down here? I carefully stretched my hand out toward whatever it was that had tumbled down here with me. Ah! Oh my god! Oh my god! A giant piece of trash? Rude. Before she even emerged from the pile of garbage, I knew who it was. This place smells awful. Kyoko! You look like you're doing better than I expected. What are you doing here? Isn't it obvious? I'm here to help you. As always! I feel like I haven't seen someone in an entire day. Okay, anyway, I'm really glad to see you, that's all. I'm glad to hear that, Kyoko. You've got a bit of garbage in your hair. How unsightly. She gave her head a quick, sharp shake to get rid of the trash, then faced me again. Why can't she use her Use your hands! Are you a dog? First, I have something for you. Go ahead and eat it. We can talk once you're finished. Thank you! I snatched the bread and water that she was holding out for me. Within seconds, it was in my mouth and making its way toward my stomach. That really hit the spot. Now I've got all the energy I need to keep going. That fast? So you still haven't given up then? Of course not! After all, the fact that I can keep going forward is about all I'm good at. Well, that's not such a bad thing to be good at. I'm glad to see you! Is this real life? Wait, so they found me and... Was she the only one that came? A lot of trash? Is that it? Okay, well, hey, thank you for coming. I'm glad I didn't, you know, shit on you during the trial. But, Kyoko, why'd you come to rescue me? Because we're friends! To pay a debt. Or no, to atone. Atone? During the trial, even though you knew I was lying, you didn't say anything. So, you knew that I knew. But even though I knew, I did nothing to help you. At first I thought maybe Kyoko had something up her sleeve, but maybe it seems like her hand was really forced, so... I abandoned you. Don't say that! You didn't abandon me! Yeah, you're here right now, it's fine! No, that's exactly what I did. I abandoned you in order to save my own life. You were trying to save me, and I couldn't bring myself to do the same for you. But listen, not that I'm trying to make excuses, but... there was a reason I had to survive, no matter the cost. Oh? I can't offer you any reason other than that. I really am sorry. Yeah, so like what I said then, For some reason, she really valued her life at that point. Why did you have to survive? I'll tell you everything. Thank you! I think I deserve that after all I've been through. The reason I have to survive is so that I can do what I came to this school to do. Oh? You didn't come for schooling, did you? What? I made up my mind to come to Hope's Peak Academy for one very important reason. So you have some reason for coming to Hope's Peak?
Eh.
That's right. At least I did once. Once?
私は
Until recently, I'd forgotten what it was. You forgot? But that's... I had no memory of what my purpose was. No memory? That's impossible. Amnesia? Then, is it really true? You lost your memory? So the rest of us, even though we've lost our memory, we still remember basic things like our family, where we came from, and all that stuff, right? But so in Kyoko's case, she doesn't remember a single thing. Is that the problem? So for some reason, Monokuma and the Mastermind singled her out and erased more than normal.
苗木くん
Do you remember, Makoto? Do you remember the first thing that happened to each of us as soon as we arrived at the school? The first thing? You're talking about when we fainted, right? I fainted, and when I woke up, I was trapped here.
そうよ
I fainted, too, and when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself, a disconnect.
どうやら
Thinking back on it now, at that point, my memory was gone. At that time, I'd forgotten. I couldn't remember why I'd come to this school, and I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But what would make you forget all that?
ね
Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seems much too convenient. Are you saying you think you lost your memory because...
そうよ
I don't think. I'm positive it was the work of the Mastermind. They stole my memory. But why would they want to do that? There's only one reason I can come up with. Because of my purpose and my ability. Somehow, they would interfere with the Mastermind's plans. Well, yeah, I can see that happening because even though she's already lost her memory, she's still way too godlike in her detective skills, so yeah. So the Mastermind just stole them from you?
でも
And it could also mean... Somehow, my memories may be connected to the mystery of the school and the Mastermind. Which is why I have to get them back. That's why I've been investigating things by myself this whole time. But if what you say is true, why didn't you ask the rest of us to help you?
なんで
If I did that and we all worked as one, the Mastermind would have noticed right away. Plus, there's always the chance that the Mastermind is actually one of us. What?
そう
Well, don't make too big of a deal of it. It's just a possibility. But since it is a possibility, we can't ignore it, right? The Mastermind, one of us? If she believed that, then of course she couldn't trust anyone around her. So it is really a great honor that she's willing to come save us because it means that she believes we are not the Mastermind. Even though, like, the condition for her believing us completely was to die. In which case, it only makes sense that she would look into her missing memory by herself.
でも
That being said, there was a limit to what I could do by myself, which is why I asked you to help me. But why me? Because you look the dumbest and the most honest. Because among everyone, you were least likely to be the Mastermind. That was just intuition, but... I see. Your intuition was right, though. There's no way an ordinary kid like me could have been the Mastermind.
僕は知っている。
Oh?
僕は全部知っているはずだ。僕の目的はここから出ることじゃない。ここに残ることなんだ。
It's just like the dream I had before, but... Why did that just happen? Talking about related memories probably brings back that.
ね
Are you okay? Oh, yeah, it's nothing. It is nothing, right? Tell her.
ね
Even now, I still trust you, you know? Oh, thank you. It's just, I'm not used to relying on others. You'll get used to it.
そう
I know I never asked you for help the right way, so I understand if you're not convinced. Honestly, I was convinced. I think that's just her personality. Oh, you're too trusting, but if you're trusting, then I'm trusting too. Well, okay, what do you want to do now, Kyoko? You said you had a reason for doing all that investigating on your own. So, how'd that turn out? Were you able to remember anything?
それは
I think there's still a whole lot I don't remember, but at the very least, I was finally able to recall my purpose and my ability. You probably found the student profile of yourself, right? You mentioned your ability.
私は
My ability, what everyone should have known me for. I'm the ultimate detective. The ultimate detective?
そう
And the reason I came to Hope's Peak Academy. There was someone I had to find here in the school. The headmaster. You had to find someone? Who?
それは
Well, it was the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy. The headmaster? Why did you want to find the headmaster? Whoa! Because he's my father. What?
つまり
I was separated from him as a child. As it turns out, he became the headmaster of Hope's Peak. Kyoko's dad is Hope's Peak's headmaster? Then that explains when Alter Ego told us how he thought the headmaster was involved. Why you had a huge reaction. I'll find a way.
私は
No matter what it takes, I'll find the headmaster.
必ず
No matter the cost.
あのさ
Even if it means us dying, right? Kyoko, what's going on?
私は
My memory hadn't come back at that point, but when he said that, I felt strange. It makes sense now, of course, since my whole purpose for coming here was to find him. That makes sense.
だけど
But listen, Makoto, I want to make this perfectly clear, so there's no misunderstanding. I said the headmaster wasn't the mastermind, but I didn't say that to protect him. I only said what I felt based on what I'd seen when I snuck into the headmaster's room. Then, what did you see in there?
それは
The room had been ransacked, the shelves were a mess, the desk drawers were dumped on the floor. The only conclusion is that someone who didn't know where anything was had been in there. You mean the mastermind, right?
そうね
That was my assumption, yes, and to confirm my suspicion, I decided to investigate the second floor of the dorms using the key I'd found. But why there? Because I also found this in the headmaster's room. This is some kind of map?
ええ
It's a layout of the entirety of Hope's Peak Academy. I found it in the headmaster's room, along with Mukuro's profile and that key. The map showed the second floor was home to a number of rooms meant for faculty use. Some of the staff must have had to stay overnight from time to time. And I figured the headmaster would have some kind of private room there. I assumed that if that were true, the room would likely hold more clues, so I went to check.
そう
And that's when I finally remembered. I remembered that my purpose was to find the owner of that room. So you went there to see if the headmaster really did have a private room there.
だけど
But once I got there, I noticed that the second floor of the dorms didn't have any cameras or monitors. So what was it like? That part of the school, I mean. It's hard to describe. All I can say is,
私は
the moment I saw it, I realized whatever's going on in the school is more horrific than we ever imagined. What do you mean?
それは
I can't explain it. You have to go see it for yourself, and I'm sure you'll get your chance soon enough. It sounds like it must be important. Are Byakuya and the other people there already? And really ominous. Okay, well,
だけど
which is why I had no idea what was going on in the rest of the building. Huh. It has to do with Mukuro Ikusaba, doesn't it?
でも
Just to be perfectly clear, I didn't kill her. And I know it wasn't you either. I know you're right, but that just means everyone but you and me had an alibi. So then, who did kill her?
とにかく
What I can say for sure is that the mastermind is directly involved. To begin with, the point of the class trial of Mukuro Ikusaba was to get me killed. Probably because you were finding out too much. Get you killed?
ええ
I stole that key and disappeared, and in retaliation, they wanted to draw me out and eliminate me.
そう
That was the point of the class trial. It was? The mastermind knew they couldn't interfere directly. You mean because of the school regulations?
そうよ
Exactly. With minimal restrictions, you're free to explore at your own discretion.
つまり
The mastermind is adamant about following the rules, and with that rule in place, they couldn't step in. Since they couldn't kill me themselves, they tried to use the class trial to do it. Why are they so adamant about following the rules though? Because they made it up. Who cares if they're being unfair? The mastermind couldn't step in because of the rules? That makes it sound like the mastermind themselves is somehow bound by the school regulations.
ね
There's one other thing I'd like to point out about the murder of Mukuro Ikisaba. What's that? There was a point where Mukuro may not have become the victim. It could have been you, Makoto. Oh, and that's why you're trying to protect me! I could have become the victim?
え
You know what I'm talking about, right? Do you mean... during the night?
私は
I can hear them, you know. The footsteps of the god of death. Are we in an anime? What? I can hear the god of death as he moves. That ability naturally draws me into cases just like this,
とにかく
which is exactly what happened with you. I was in the dorms and I had a sudden sense of dread. I looked down the stairwell and I saw a white shadow cross the corridor. I gave chase right away. As I followed it, I saw the shadow go into your room.
そう
I ran into your room and I saw what was happening. I intervened immediately, of course.
だけど
That wasn't the end of things, of course. I stopped them, but that led to... Whoever the masked assailant was, they ended up dead.
そう
And their murder was disguised and the dojo key wound up in my room. It all has to be the work of the mastermind in an attempt to use the class trial to eliminate me. So all this would mean that whoever killed Mukuro is also the mastermind, right?
ええ
I don't have conclusive evidence, but that's what I think. But that's really bad if true. It means the mastermind can kill whoever they want if they feel like it. Wait, but doesn't that create another contradiction? The mastermind wanted to use the class trial to try to kill you because they couldn't interfere, right? Yeah, and then they're interfering right now.
そう
You're right, that is a contradiction. And it's not just Mukuro. They needed the class trial to kill me, but seemed ready to kill you in your own room. Everything they did is a contradiction. So, what does it all mean?
つまり
It means that the mastermind is the one who's been cornered. Huh?
苗木くん
Just a little more. A little more, and I should be able to figure out the mastermind's identity. The identity of the other ultimate despair. Other? Can there be more than one of the same ultimate? The other ultimate despair? There's no doubt that Mukuro was the ultimate despair and that she's dead. But I don't think the ultimate despair is just one person. It's not?
ええ
If you think about it, the ultimate despair seems to implicate whoever caused that event. You're talking about
そうよ
what happened a year ago, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. The tragedy, whoever's responsible for that, they're the ultimate despair?
どうやら
That despicable group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. Then they're...
ええ
Make no mistake, they're the root of all the evil that has forced us to go through all this. That is the ultimate despair. And that is our real enemy. So, pain of a junk food junkie. No idea what the hell that means. Way too Japanese for me. Oh! Unchanging! And that is the end of chapter 5. Dream Island Rock... What? Why did we get this thing? Usually it's related to whoever's been executed, right? That's the thing that we found in the garbage dump. Dream Island? Okay, well, this is probably a good point to... Forget about that. This is probably a good point to go back to see what the other choice would have done. Let's see here. I made a save just before. So if we skip past this... knowing that was the right choice though, this is gonna be something pretty brutal, right? I almost wish that I did this one first and then went for the real one. Let it go would be my true choice though. Well anyway, let's just see what this is.
今のキリギリさんの言葉には嘘があるよ。嘘だと？そうだよね、キリギリさん。
I'm both scared. I'm very scared to see Kyoko's reaction to this.
そう言うからには聞かせてもらうわよ。私の言葉のどこに嘘があるのか。
Kyoko's definitely lying, and it must be because there's some other deeper truth she wants to keep hidden. Oh, the trial continues on. Kyoko's account. Shit, can you imagine how Kyoko is feeling inside right now?
戸上君に預けたままだったわ。間違いないわよね。
確かにその通り。
つまり私は自分の部屋には入れなかったのよ。
それは違うよ。
Oh, this is so painful.
いや、キリギリさんは自分の部屋に入れたはずだよ。それはキリギリさん自身も言ってたよね。
Actually, to be precise, not quite. I used Monokuma's secret tool, which can open any lock in the school. What?
モノクマの秘密道具？
キリギリさんが学園長室から盗み出した学園内のすべての鍵を開けられる道具だよ。それを使えばキリギリさんは自分の部屋に入れたはずなんだ。
Oh, what is she even thinking inside? Holy crap. Too many different conflicting emotions, I bet. Mad at Makoto for betraying her, but at the same time realizing that she can't be mad because it's true.
どうやらここまでのようね。
認めるんだな、自分の罪を。
いいえ、私は自分の負けを認めただけよ。どういう意味？たとえ罠だとしても、その罠から抜け出せなかった以上は、私の負け。そういう意味よ。
じゃあ、もしかして本当にキリギリさんは犯人じゃ。
はい、タイムアップです。
Oh, my heart, my heart.
残念だけど時間切
Okay,
れ。
fuck you. Done. We're done. We're done with this.
タイムアップなんておかしいよ。
ギリギリさんが遅刻したせいだよ。そのせいで
Oh.
時間が押して。
Oh, they kind of fucked it up here, because usually in the other path, the right one, Kyoko is the one who brings up why we have a time limit, right? But they forgot they switched it to Makoto here.
というわけで、そろそろもう来るは決まりきってるけどね。
Fuck you, you're so happy about this. Good thing I didn't. Oh my god. This is fucked up. This is so fucked up. No!
Good job! You got it right! Brilliantly right!
We got it right? Does that mean Kyoko really is the killer? But something strange is going on here. There's something wrong with this whole class trial. Kyoko!
スペシャルなお仕置きを用意しました。
Ah!
では張り切っていきましょう。お仕置きタイム。
Well, I guess at least we get to see what the execution is like, but holy shit. I am so glad I didn't. Oh my god. Oh my god. You kidding me? It's the same one! so we don't even get a custom execution. It was just some canned execution. Bullshit! I need my custom one. Where's my custom one? Both of us don't get a custom one. That is shit. Oh, no. What is Kyoko even thinking here? I can't even imagine. Holy Jesus. Well, actually, I can't imagine what she's thinking half the time. Because she never shows anything on her face. By the way, on the blackboard, it was talking about how life begins. Like, oh, you have a sperm and blah, 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 blah. Which is, okay, I guess that's a nice lesson to know when you're close to death. Shit! Oh, no! And that's how the class trial of Mukuro Ikusaba came to an end. I still had to wonder whether Kyoko was actually innocent, or... Regardless, the truth was lost forever. Even for me. I just stopped thinking about it. What? You're the one in the beginning, you're like, oh no, I gotta remember how Leon and Sayaka died. What the hell, man? That was the end of Mukuro's class trial. And in the end, it would prove to be our last class trial. Once that case was over, there was never a single murder at Hope's Peak ever again. We had obtained peace in exchange for the lives of all the others. What? How long is... What the fuck? No! No! Oh my fucking god! What the fucking... No! Hito's thing was right! His fortune telling! What the f... Oh! What the hell happened to Toko? Peace, but only inside the school. Peace, but only for us. That was the only hope we had. Hope. I can't read this with a straight face! Hope? This is hope? No, this isn't right!
苗木、何をぼーっとしている？キリギリの主張に反論はないのか？
Her claim? Oh, that's right. I have to... Do I expose Kyoko's lie or not? Oh my... Okay, so it just loops back here. Let's see, let's see. Yep. Whew! Well, okay, that was... There were so many things wrong with that, I don't even know what to say. What happened to Toko? And Hina started bearing everyone's children, what the fuck? Well, I'm glad we put that chapter of our lives behind us. Let's get back to the main story.